My News 26, I'm Abigail Blackrick. Today in Charlevoix, speaking with Pastor Jonathan Mays and lay leader Judy Johnson of the Greensky Hill United Methodist Church. This church has a very rich history. Tell me about it.
Well, we've been here since 1833 as a worshiping community. We have generations coming back to maintain it. We're mostly Native American, but a lot of non-natives of all races have attended here, and we like to think of ourselves as a multiracial church.
Great. So at the time that you guys were brought together, bringing together the two different cultures of Christianity and Native American cultures, was that a rare unity of its time?
Maybe at its time, but I don't think so. I do know this place was considered a safe place, a beautiful place, a place of peace. And so tribal chiefs used to meet here long before the church was here. But as the church came in with Peter Greensky, it became an even safer church, I believe.
Absolutely. And so Greensky Hill was added to the National Registry of Historic Places in 1972. Tell me what that means for this church. What does it mean about this building?
Well, it's an honor, and we're appreciative of that designation. It's also a formality. The church was a historic site before the designation, but we did go through the process long before I was here. Judy was here, and her family was here when that process occurred. But it's one thing we've noticed is that it draws people to the church who wouldn't necessarily come to experience a Christian worship service, but they want to see the beautiful history and find a sacred space.
Absolutely. And so does the building look pretty similar as it did from the start?
It looks similar, but there are a lot of changes from the inside. It used to be a dirt floor. Now it's got beechwood flooring, and used to have a potbelly stove. We now have a real furnace.
Okay.
We actually had no electricity, of course, and now we do. The outside remains the same with the hand-hewn dovetail logs, which really is what contributes to our historical nature designation.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And you said that the logs up in the roof paneling, those are the original that were put in. So there's a lot of the original.
Yes, they are. Those are
And the
original.
windows. All the windows are original windows that were transported here by canoe from the Leelanau Peninsula by first members of Greensky Hill.
That's cool.
We had an architect come and do the property for the grant that we received, and one of the things he designated that needed to be repaired was the door, because some of the traditional Native ornamentation on the front of it had been removed, and he said we need to put that back.
So that's
Absolutely.
That's
Okay. And so how many people attend regularly?
It varies week to week, but usually 80 to 90 people come between the morning and the evening service.
Okay.
Sometimes, I would say, these pews are 3/4 full most services, and then any special event. We just had a craft fair and a flea market to raise money for our restoration project. Also, this is the primary location for many Native funerals throughout northern Michigan, and then you can't fit enough people in here.
Oh, yeah.
So our candlelight service every year, the one time we have fire in a log structure, we have way too many people in here, but don't tell the fire marshal. and this year for Easter, both of our services, we did baptisms, and we had over 90 people in each service. We baptized, I think, 18 new members that day, and so it's really, I'm glad you asked the question, because as much as we value the history of this sacred space, it's a living culture. Both the Indian community and the church itself are alive and well, and we're glad you asked.
Great. And so you guys have really tried to maintain the culture throughout the years, although it's shifted and naturally things have changed, but you've done a good job. And so how have things shifted or stayed the same that you've noticed?
Well, we still do our drumming, and that has been brought back. But we do Native American drumming. We do a heritage camp every summer with the kids, and that is a wonderful experience for them and for the adults who are here.
Yeah, and if you look in the corner over the organ, you'll notice a phonetic spelling of the doxology, the Christian doxology in Anishinaabemowin, Ojibwe. We also use a recording by one of our founding, well, not a founding member, but a long-term member and a really strong leader in this community, Jay Oliver. We're blessed to have a recording of him leading the Lord's Prayer in Ojibwe. But I have to say even better, we have direct descendants of Peter Greensky, two young kids who have been coming to church regularly for a while now, and they've memorized the Lord's Prayer in the original, in the Ojibwe language. And when they lead that prayer, it's like a song.
So real quick, if there's somebody out there who would like to help out with that, is there a phone number, an address, or anything that they can go to, a website that they can check into and help out?
Sure, they can find Greensky Hill Indian Mission United Methodist Church on Facebook, but probably easiest is they can send a donation to Greensky Hill. It's Peter Greensky's last name, one word, but in the address, it's separated by the road department. So it's 8484 Greensky Hill Road, Charlevoix, Michigan, 49720.
Great. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you so much.
In Charlevoix, I'm Abigail Blackrick with My News 26.